Hello everyone, welcome back to Mikey Reacts. Today we've got an interesting one for you. Have you seen it? I don't know. But this is a really, the title really drew me to it. So a captain on Southwest Airlines brings his dad back home. Now I have read some of the comments, but I don't want to ruin it for myself before I react to this video.
I think our team had something.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally started playing it. Cut. So I've read some of the comments, but I didn't read too many more. I didn't read more than 2 or 3. I didn't want to ruin the video for me. But Southwest Airlines a captain. He basically brings his dad back home. He flies his dad. So as you know, obviously, fallen troops that come from abroad often come on board commercial flights, and that will be announced when you are on the flight. I believe. I don't know if that's the case always. But this is, so Colonel Roy Knight, brought back home. I don't know from which conflict, but it's gonna be awesome. So awesome as in probably heartwarming. There'll be some emotion, it'll be quite sad of course, but also there is that sense of closure as well, and patriotism and pride in the people of the American nation. So let's get to it. Let's see what it's about. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing with that. And leave me a comment down below what you think about this situation and what you would like to see in the future, what you'd like to see me react to, or what kind of news or important stories would you like to see me cover. So let's get to this and let's watch it together, guys. I'm looking for the video, or whilst I'm pressing record on the video, don't forget, if you enjoy this kind of content, you're going to find far more of it, more exclusive content on Patreon. If you head over to Patreon, the link is just in the description of this video. It's $5 per month. You can chat with me, you can interact, you can have a look at my I post 2 or 3 videos per week, and you can interact also with the rest of the community that already follows me on Patreon. You'll absolutely love it. It's got politics, history, and like American cultural aspects. You will absolutely love it. Oh, I didn't get that. I'm gonna go back. Sorry, guys. In May 1967, Colonel Roy Knight Jr. from Garland, Texas, served in the U.S. Air Force and was killed during the Vietnam War. Wow. Early this year, Knight's remains were identified in Laos, and on Thursday, the veteran's journey came full circle. Southwest Airlines Captain Brian Knight brings his father back to Dallas to rest in peace and is welcomed as he deserves. That's absolutely incredible. So he was MIA since 1967. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, okay.
Be able to do this, to bring my father home, I'm very honored and very lucky. How many people would ever have this kind of opportunity to do this? This is awesome. Wow.
52 years. Wow.
I know he's gonna be. I know he's gonna be right there. Wait, the end of
Oh, so his son was also an Air Force veteran. He served in the Air Force also. It's amazing how things go full circle, guys. That's absolutely incredible.
I remember as a kid watching every single POW come off those airplanes, and I watched every one of them. Your job and your duty as a family and as a child is to have hope. But as a kid, what you really think is if you don't do that, you're somehow going to be responsible for him being lost.
As you probably noticed, a little bit of activity going on the right side of the aircraft. He's taking one of our servicemen home to Dallas. 52 years in coming. This particular serviceman was lost
January of 1967, last time I saw my father, I was 5 years old, and that was at Love Field in Dallas, Texas. When I first got the call, you know, it was almost surreal because I really didn't think it would ever happen. Wow, you know, he's really coming home. We're going to be able to bring him back, and we're going to have a place where we can honor him.
Southwest 1220, we got a message for you. I'm ready, sir. On behalf of Regional Approach, we welcome your father, Colonel Knight, home. While he's gone, he will never be forgotten. Good morning, Tower, Southwest 1220, Dog Lake Allure for 1 through right. Tower, Southwest 1220, visual 1 through right. To Cardinal Paul, General Homer, 1 through right, clearly. Thank you very much, sir. Clear to land 13 right, Southwest 1220.
For us vehicles and red vehicles, the aircraft coming in is turning onto Charlie 1 now.
Copy, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ground Southwest 1220, clear for door number 12.
Southwest 1220, love ground taxi to gate 12 via Charlie Delta.
Charlie Delta, Southwest 1220.
And so it's 889, continue via Delta 1 Lima.
Delta 1. Back to KIA.
Wow.
And ground house Southwest 1773 is also already taxiing behind Papa short of Delta 41311. Yeah, he's still in action. Missing for 52 years. He was from the Dallas area, found his remains, and the captain of that flight is actually his son.
Wow. Yeah, so 1773, as you can continue your taxi. Thank you for the information.
That's
Hello,
incredible.
my name's Mike. I'm the fellow pilot with Brian, the captain who just flew you in today. You all have been part of the honor flight of a fallen American airman from the Vietnam era. Captain Roy Knight left Love Field in 1967, January 1967. He was shot down over Laos May 19, 1967. That day that he left America, his mom, his wife, and his son came here to Love Field and sent him off on his way. A few months later, they got the word that he was shot down. It has been 52 years since that family had lost their father. A few months ago, Captain Knight was notified by the military that his father's remains had been positively identified. And through the efforts of many, many people, we have him with us today in a casket in the belly of the airplane. The pilot that flew you in today was that same 5-year-old boy who left here in Love Field 52 years ago with his dad to say goodbye. That little boy was your captain.
That is beyond incredible. I can't imagine the feeling of losing your father at the age of 5. And not only losing your father, but not knowing where he is or what happened to him. Because the family would have assumed he was a POW, and like he said at the beginning, he was waiting for his father to come home, so he was looking at every single POW that ever came home, exiting the airplane and wherever it may be, and he was hoping and wishing and praying that his father would be one of those, but unfortunately that never happened. We have to remember as well, Colonel Knight was, I believe, one of 65,000 men, young men. I believe the average age of the troops in the Vietnam was around 20 or even younger than that, who never made it back home and who tragically lost their lives in Southeast Asia, in Vietnam, and in this scenario in the airspace above Laos, and also of course happened in Cambodia. So to be able to not only follow in your father's footsteps in joining the Air Force, and then what I'm assuming having what I'm assuming a successful career in the United States Air Force, and then going on to fly commercially with Southwest, and then having that call which allows you to bring your father home on the flight that you are flying must be a very surreal experience. I can't say it's necessarily a happy one, but what I must say is that after 52 years, of course, the initial pain of losing his father may not have subsided, it may have decreased. So I can't say that he was excited about the flight, but I can say he may have felt some form of closure, acceptance maybe, and definitely 100% pride, not only in his father, but in the fact that he was able to bring his father home at the helm of the controls of this aircraft. And that's a really incredible story, guys. It just shows how so many things can be connected, how life can go full circle. And I believe it's probably quite a surreal and profound experience for Captain Knight, the pilot of this flight. And if Colonel Roy Knight is able to look down on what has happened, I believe he would have also a tear in his eye, because having your son take you home is something else. It's very surreal to me that he landed in the same airport from which he took off, from which he left the country in 1967 or 66, whenever he left. He was shot down in 67. But 52 years later, to land on the same airfield is quite a surreal thing to really think about. It's really hard to wrap your brain around it. There's really, aside from that, I'm near speechless as to this. Absolutely amazing. I have a huge respect, and for you guys who have served and are serving, thank you so much for your service. I know you guys hear it a lot, and sometimes it may get annoying, and I totally appreciate that, but genuinely, from a heartfelt place, from the bottom of my heart, I really do mean it. So thank you for your service. And it's things like this that you look at and you just feel absolute pride and reverence for the sacrifices that these young men have made, and these experiences that have shaped the American history and the American psyche over the last 100 years. So guys, thank you very much for being here. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you've ever had a similar experience to this. Have you ever been a part of an angel, an angel flight? They are believed called angel flights, are they not? Let me know. I'd like to know if you've had any experiences whilst being on a plane like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also go over to Patreon to see more like this. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.